I'm sure you're thinking you started dating the love of your life all because of a TikTok about how you were dating someone else. Let me explain. Today we're talking all about 2023, how my life changed from one viral TikTok, everything that went into creating the year of the unexpected, and what my goals are for 2024. I'm so excited for 2024. I think there's going to be so much change, so much movement. My goal is to really help people and to make money in the process. Sit back, relax, grab your coffee, and let's get into it. 2023 for me was really the year of the unexpected. And when I say unexpected, I mean waking up at 6 in the morning to see that my face was on the Daily Mail Snapchat from a TikTok of when I was putting on my makeup and telling a story. Having your face on the Daily Mail Snapchat in between Meghan Markle and Bradley Cooper, little bit of an out-of-body experience, if I do say so myself. This time last year, I met with one of my good girlfriends. I was thinking about starting my podcast, and she said, in order to start your podcast, you need to start building community on social media. During the pandemic, I downloaded TikTok, as everyone did, because I was busy making bread. I was bored making whipped coffee. I was going on a bajillion walks a day, and I was like, I need to find something to distract myself. What better way than to distract yourself with TikTok? One Monday morning, I said, you know what? I'm going to do a get ready with me, and I'm going to tell the story about how I found out that the guy I was dating was married. Didn't really think much of it. At that point, I had had no viral videos. I had no real knowledge of what could happen from going viral on TikTok. I woke up at 6 a.m. right before work. I work full-time in tech, and I said, I'm going to record this video. The first video got 3.8 million views. The second video got 1.2 million views. And the third video got, I think, somewhere around like 600,000. But the craziest thing was in the comments of those videos were comments like, oh my gosh, this happened to me. I ended up telling his wife. I found her on Instagram. And so many people were on either side of the fence. I'm so glad you told his wife. I can't believe you would do such a thing. That's against girl code. And I'm like, that's not against girl code, but internet trolls. From that video, my entire life changed. I was looking on my Instagram, and someone from the New York Post slid into my DMs and said, I want to showcase this story on the New York Post. But I said, you know what, YOLO, this is a great way to launch my podcast about helping women. Let's do it. From that series of videos that I did, talking about my story, talking about telling the wife, showing the receipts of when I talked to his wife, when I confronted him, I got 10,000 followers. Once everything kind of died down, I thought, okay, that's the end of it. But then I launched my podcast, and I was getting more publicity from that, and just so much change from that one moment. Probably the most unexpected thing that happened from that entire experience is that I started actually dating the love of my life. In grad school, I met this guy. Didn't really like him at first. He had some... We butt heads. We butt heads a lot. But because of this whole thing, we had kind of stayed friends. We were friends in grad school. I graduated a year before him, and I was always just helping him out, letting him know what teachers to take, what professors to avoid, helping him with projects, things like that. And when I posted about this story on my TikTok, he saw it and he reached out to me. And that's kind of how we were friends before that, but that is how our friendship really continued to flourish. And then finally, last October, 2 Octobers ago, October 2022, we started dating, and we now live together. We have such a great relationship, absolute love of my life. He could not be more supportive, and I think I had to go through what I went through with the married guy and some other really rough dating situations, to see what actually I was meant for and like the path that I was destined to go on. Now we live together, and that has its own set of challenges. I'm actually going to do another video talking about what it's like to live with a guy. He's like my first real adult boyfriend, And that's been a journey in and out of itself. So I'll do a whole nother video. If you want to hear me talk about that, comment below, comment if you have any questions, and basically how we make sure that we aren't fighting when we live together. One of the other really important things that came out of my viral TikTok is I did the thing that I had been wanting to do for so long, but just was afraid of the time commitment, was afraid that no one would listen. I was afraid of all these things, and that was launching my freaking podcast. I have a podcast called Christina in the Valley, and the first season is all about helping women, young women especially, navigate kind of the difficult things about life in your 20s, whether that's making friends, talking about dating, being sober curious, finances, what's a 401k, all these different things that either you don't really talk about, you don't learn in school, no one really knows what the heck is going on. I wanted to talk about that in my podcast. So this video, all of that, launched my podcast. I launched it in March of last year. I had a really, really great first season. My first episode was actually with my mom, talking about the married guy situation and talking about the shame behind coming forward and the shame of that happening to me, and then learning that it had happened to so many other people. It was almost like really empowering to go through something like that and to feel this collective togetherness. I consider myself a really strong, really smart person, and I was shocked that I missed all the red flags that people on TikTok pointed out so quickly. Oh, this, and this. I was like, y'all, when you are in it, you don't see those things. Like, how was I supposed to know that just because he wanted to see me Monday and Tuesday that was a red flag? I mean, I know now. Okay, I know now. So anyways, I launched my podcast. It has done very, very well. I'm so excited to see what season 2 has in store. I'm working on it right now. And that is the perfect segue to talk about my 2024 goals. For 2024, I knew that I had never really been someone who does New Year's resolutions, but that I did want to plan and figure out what I was going to do for this new year. My number one goal is that I want to get that bag. I want to make money, I want to empower women, and I want to take my podcast to the next level. And I'm doing this while working full time. Are my goals possibly unrealistic? Yes. Am I being slightly delusional? Also, yes. Have I seen that literally anything is possible? Triple yes. So my bingo card this year pretty much has the impossible, and I'm okay with that because I have learned that anything can happen. If you speak something into existence, your words are so powerful. Manifestation is so powerful. Vision boards are so powerful. So this is my idea of a vision board. In the corners of my bingo card, I put probably the most aspirational goals. I don't know why I did this because you need the corners to get bingo. The first one is 50K on TikTok. I've been sitting at 9,400 for 9 months. I have not been able to reach that 10K mark. And when you reach the 10K mark, you can go to, I think it's the Creator Fund. Let's get that money. So that is my goal. How I'm gonna get there is social media planning this year, baby. Last year, I was flying by the seat of my pants, had no idea what I was doing. I was just kind of making content for fun. This year, we are promoting our podcast. We are getting vulnerable. We're being cringy. That's the biggest thing. I'm embracing my cringe like there's no tomorrow. Cringe and vulnerability is what's going to get you to that next level. Opening up, being vulnerable, sharing your story, that's what it's all about. I want to show you the real content, the real behind the scenes, what it really feels like, and we're gonna get there. So the other one you'll see is I want to become a YouTuber. I want to get comfortable being in front of the camera, talking to you, sharing my story, sharing my voice, giving advice from what I've learned. The only way I'm going to do that is, again, by embracing the vulnerability, embracing the cringe. So we're trying to get 1,000 subs on YouTube this year. I don't know if that's realistic. I really don't know how YouTube works. If you have any advice for me, please drop a comment below. One thing I've learned is there's never too late of a time to start. If you want to do something, now is your time. Don't let anyone hold you back. If someone says, oh my God, that's so cringe, you're posting on YouTube, you're posting on TikTok. Yeah, I am. And I'm really excited about it. And people pretty much give you hate because they're jealous of you. Like, that's the bottom line. So anyways, 1,000 subs on YouTube. Let's see if that's actually gonna happen. Now, the last two of my bingo cards in the corners, 500 subscribers to my podcast. Again, it's really just about growing my podcast. I'm really excited for this second season because the second season is dedicated to interviewing women who are in disruptive industries, interviewing C-suite executives to talk about how they got there, pretty much to show that everybody's journey is not linear. Success is not linear. It's not a straight line. And you can wake up tomorrow and completely change your life. Most of the women I'm interviewing quit their corporate 9-to-5 jobs during the pandemic and started very, very successful businesses. Like, all you need to do is just believe in yourself. It's okay if you got a communications degree and you end up going into a science field, or you got a science degree and you end up going into a communications field. There are so many ways that your life can change, and you may have your dream job on paper, but if you don't feel fulfilled at the end of the day, that's a problem. You can't live your life not feeling fulfilled. Life is too freaking short. So, season 2 of the podcast, comment below if there's anything you really want to hear about, any questions you have. I'm really excited. And the other thing is I want 10,000 downloads on my podcast. That one's pretty self-explanatory. I'm at 2,000 now. I'm very positive that I can get to 10,000. And I really just want to make it a place where we can empower each other. A rising tide lifts all boats. That is what we are here for. There are some other things on my bingo card that I'm happy to talk about in other videos. If you want me to share the template with you, please do comment below and I will go ahead and send it to you. I just made it on Canva. I'm also going to be doing a Q1, pretty much how I break down my calendar into quarters to pretty much complete what I would an entire year in 3 months. That's going to be really cool. It's all based on this book. So these are my goals for 2024. You heard my update for 2023. I think this is going to be a really great year. I'm stepping so far out of my comfort zone. It's insane. So to wrap up, if you want to follow along with my journey, please like this video, comment on it, subscribe to my channel, and I really hope that we can be together on this. I want to share the really raw, vulnerable things that go into trying to create a YouTube video, that go into creating a YouTube channel, what it's really like to post on TikTok every day, social media planning, vlogging my life. I work a 9-to-5 job. I do work from home, but I work a 9-to-5 job in IT in Silicon Valley, sharing what that's like and getting into the space to be vulnerable and be cringy. So I'm so excited. I can't wait to go on this journey with you.